friends, it is Stasia and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be starting a new reading vlog, but also do like an author ranking. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager came out and I love Riley Sager. I read his entire backlist. So I'm super excited for this despite the mixed reviews that it's been getting. I'm so super excited. We're going to be doing a reading vlog on this book while I read it. So before we do that, I actually wanted to tell you my rankings of all of his current books. And then at the end of the reading vlog, I will tell you where his new book stands. So we're gonna go from my least favorite to my favorite, but I will say there's only one book, which is the first book I'm going to talk about, that was under 4 stars. So my least favorite from him, which honestly apparently is an unpopular opinion, is his first book, Final Girls. So I'll give you guys like a quick line. So this basically follows a final girl, which is a girl at the end of the like horror murder movie that survives. So it follows a final girl basically. I did not really care for this book. I thought a lot of it was boring, and then although that the like final reveal was like super shocking, I didn't care much for it. So I gave it 3 stars, not the worst, but it definitely was not my favorite. This is where it gets kind of hard. So in 4th, also probably an unpopular opinion, I have Lock Every Door. I gave this book 4 stars. This follows a girl who runs out of money, or she doesn't have a lot of money and she needs some quick money. So she ends up apartment sitting and things just get weird. So I gave this 4 stars. I did really enjoy it, but there's also a movie that almost has like the same twist sort of element at the end that I watched like super close to before I read this book. So I think that kind of like threw me off a little bit. All in all, I gave it 4 stars. Like, it wasn't a bad book. I still super enjoyed it. Then we have The Last Time I Lied. This is a summer camp book where when she was a child, she went to this summer camp and all of her bunkmates went and disappeared, and some years later she's now back at the camp as a counselor, but also trying to find answers. And I gave this book 5 stars, I believe. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was super twisty. It definitely kept me on my toes, kept me guessing, and I had no idea what was going on, but it was super engaging. Then I have Home Before Dark. This is kind of like haunted house vibes, but also like a book in a book. Main character isn't sure if the book is accurate on what actually happened in that house when she lived there and stuff. So I give this book 5 stars, super enjoyed it. I know like a lot of people did not like the twists and stuff in this book, but I thought it was like shocking. Like, I super enjoyed this book, flew through it, thought it was super fun. I love the book in a book aspect. And here is going to be a hot take, but my favorite right now from Riley Sager, my #1 book, is Survive the Night. I know a lot of people don't like this book, and it's fine, I understand, but I personally loved it. This follows a main character who needs to get back home, and then no one is able to like get her there, so she ends up hitching a ride from a guy who she thinks quite possibly might be a serial killer. So I gave this book 5 stars. I thought it was so fun. Like, I thought it was crazy. This book honestly had my heart like pumping, and it all takes place over the span of like 1 night. So I thought it was super fast paced. I personally was really engaged. I love the story. The twists were wild. I didn't see them coming, so I really enjoyed it. As of right now, this is my ranking of all of Riley Sager's books. So my favorite is Survive the Night, then Home Before Dark, The Last Time I Lied, Lock Every Door, and Final Girls. But honestly, take this with a grain of salt. Survive the Night is definitely my favorite. Final Girls is definitely my least favorite. But these 3 in the middle could kind of go either way depending on how I'm feeling. So that's my ranking right now. Now I'm going to jump into The House Across the Lake. I'm going to try to keep this spoiler free, and then I'll do my final ranking where this fits into his other books. Since I'm only reading one book in this vlog, I think I will update you guys every 25% instead of my normal 50% and then the end mark. And then we'll see where we go from there. So, no clue what this book is about because that's how I like to go into my books. And we'll see where we end up. Hello, my friends. I wanted to pop on really quick because I'm just over the 25% mark in The House Across the Lake. So far I'm liking it. It is giving me vibes of The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. It's kind of giving me that vibes because this girl is basically watching another couple like through their window, like she has binoculars, and it seems like her and the wife are becoming friends. So I'm not exactly sure where this is going and if it is going to be like that at all, but if you can see, I'm not sure if it'll focus on it. Can we see that? I don't know. Well, I used Jello, but do you see all of those tabs? Yeah, all of those yellow tabs is every single time the author says bourbon. Because when I seen like people starting to review this book, they said that, oh, like, I'm surprised bourbon is not sponsoring this book. Like, this book says bourbon so much, and I'm gonna have to say I agree. So I'm not sure. It is a bit heavy on the word bourbon, but yeah, other than that, I am enjoying it. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure where the author is trying to take it, but I'm curious to see where it's going to go. Yeah, so that part kind of just ended with something crazy, and that was like the back then. So now we're jumping back to the now timeline. So I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get now. Oh, but the now timeline is only like a page, and then we get back to the before. So we'll see more. Anyways, yeah, so far I am enjoying it. Curious to see what's going on or what's going to happen. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. 25% in. It is a super quick read, so that's always nice. The chapters are a bit lengthy. I would say like about like 10 to 12 pages for some of them, but some of them are also like 1 pages or 2 pages. So it is very varying in the chapter length, but it's very easy to read and it is pretty engaging. So I am enjoying it and I'm excited to see what comes next. All right, hello friends, back with an update because I'm officially 50% into The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I am super enjoying it. I know at my 25% mark, I said that it gave me strong vibes from The Woman in the Window, but they just introduced something that is like completely different from that book. So I am curious to see where like that line and theory is going to go. I think it could get interesting. So I am very excited to see where it's going. I almost kind of wish that it was dual perspective. I don't entirely know how interesting it would have been if we added Catherine's perspective into it. But as of now, like I said, super enjoying it. It is kind of an unreliable narrator because she is an alcoholic, but at the same time kind of not, because there are like other side characters that are kind of like agreeing with what she's saying. So I'm not entirely sure how unreliable she's supposed to be. But here is the update on the amount of times he has said bourbon, which is a lot. So there's that. I will continue to track that and see how that goes. But like I said, at the 50% mark, it is getting super interesting. We just finished a big then section, so now we're going to go back to now for like just a couple pages, and then we'll be back to the before and see more about what's going on, get some more answers, and I'm actually super excited to see where this is going to go. I do think it has potential to still be great, but I know that it's the ending that kind of throws everybody off and makes them rate it horribly. So I hope that I do still enjoy the ending. 50% in, I am really enjoying it. Probably wouldn't 5-star it, maybe 4-star though, which is still super good. But yeah, all in all, liking it. It's very fast-paced, super easy to read. I just don't know where the story is going to go. So hopefully it stays positive and I will end up liking it. I am super nervous about the ending, but we'll figure it out when we get there. So I'll update you guys again when I am 75% through the book. Right, hello friends. Hopefully you guys can hear me fine. I'm in the car right now because my husband is running an errand really quick, but I just reached 75% into the house across the lake, so I wanted to chat, and this was a perfect place to chat because a lot of bombs just got dropped. I am thoroughly engaged. I am in shock. I have no idea what is going to happen, and I need the resolution. I need to know what happened, how we got here, what is the actual story, and I don't know what to say. I have no idea what is going to happen from now on in the last 25% of the book, but I am super curious and I'm super excited to see. So I'm not entirely sure on like how I'm feeling about the twist. It does remind me of a book, but I can't say that book because then it'll probably spoil like what this twist is. I actually kind of like it depending on how it plays out. I think it could be a very good book. So we'll need to see how it plays out before I actually say my feelings on it. But I will say that the other book that is similar to like this one, I liked it up until this twist happened in the other book, and then I took a star away. So it was going to be a 5-star, and I think I dropped it to a 3.5 or a 4-star. So I'm curious. We're going to see how this one plays out. I really need to talk to Rylan, but I don't want to spoil it for her. I need to like pick her brain. Like, she just helps me figure out my thoughts. But anyways, so we'll see where this is going. Super excited for the last 25%. And yeah, I will update you guys when I finish the book. I'm back because I finished Survive the Night. I am at work, so I don't have the dust jacket on me right now. But, I mean, not Survive the Night. This is not Survive the Night. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Okay. This book is polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. And in my previous updates, you know, I was super enjoying it. I was really excited to see where he was going to end up with it. And all that. Listen, don't hate me. Do not hate me. But I gave this book 4.5 stars. And I feel like a lot of people will not agree with me on that. But I don't care. I don't care. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I read it super quick. Okay, my one thing is all those tabs. I know we've been keeping up with the tabs. And so that is the amount in which he has said the word bourbon. And I counted. If I didn't miss any, he has said it 64 times in this book, which, you know, it is a bit excessive. He probably should have slowed down a little bit. He used all of my yellow tabs. I needed to pop in a couple orange in there to get through, but all in all, yes, so I super enjoyed it. So this, I actually am not sure how to explain this book. This follows our main character, Casey, I believe is her name. Do I even know her name? Well, she's the narrator, so like we don't say her name often. But I'm like almost positive her name is Casey. So Casey is, you know, she's kind of having a hard time. She's been through a lot. So her mom and friend have sent her to this lake house that she used to go to a lot when she was little. So she's just hanging out there, living out her life a little bit. And across the lake, a new couple moves in, Tom and Catherine. So she starts to befriend Catherine after an entire situation happens. So they're becoming friends. Tom is kind of just there for a minute. There's other neighbors, Boone and Eli. And yeah, so there's some drama that happens. There's a lot of unpredictability. And I think that's why a lot of people hate it, because Riley Sager literally woke up and he went there. He chose to go there, and I honestly love that for him. I was so happy that he decided to just like fully commit to this book and was like, you know what? It's gonna get ridiculous, but I will own the ridiculousness. And I'm so happy about that. I could have given it a 5-star, but the last chapter, like the very last chapter, I didn't really care for. I felt like we could have just ended it right before that, and I think I would have liked it a little bit more. But that last chapter was kind of just like a little bit of sprinkles that he wanted to pop in, which, you know, is fine. That's fine. And his excessive use of bourbon kind of really bugged me, but it was also very amusing. So that's why I wasn't a 5-star. There were points where I was a little bored. I was like, all right, let's like get to the point. But all in all, like it all went together really nicely. I know a lot of people gave this 1 star. I know a lot of people gave this 2 stars. I loved it. He committed and I respect him for it. As for final ranking, we'll need to go into that like when I get home. I'm not home, so I need to stare at these books and see what speaks to me in where this book would land. But anyways, yes, so super loved it. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought that the drama was there, the twists were there. I know a lot of people will probably not like the twist. I'm very, very nervous for Rylan to read it, but I want her to read it so that we can chat. But yeah, so all in all, super enjoyed it. I'm now going to watch Gabby and Kayla's live shows because they both chose this book for their book clubs. So I'm gonna watch their live shows and see what they thought. I don't think Gabby liked it, but I have not seen Kayla's rating anywhere, so I'm not sure how she liked it. So yeah, all in all, 4.5 stars, and I'm not entirely sure where this will go on my rankings, so we'll get into that when I get home. But I loved it, and I thought it was great, and it saddens me that a lot of people don't love it, but I also understand why. So I will not go into spoilers. That's fine. If you've read it, we can chat, message me, defend your case on why you hate it. I will defend my case on why I loved it. But all in all, polarizing book that I'm happy to say worked out for me. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours in the same clothes. I'll look the exact same with a different background, but I'll see you guys in a couple hours when I get home so we can rank this and see where my Riley Sager ranks now. All right, hello friends. I'm home from work. She finally has the dust jacket on, but now it's time to say where she fits in my rankings. So, in the beginning, I said that this was my ranking, with Survive being my favorite and Final Girls being my least favorite. So now we're trying to figure out where the House Across the Lake fits in. And I think I know where it's going to go. So I think it's going to go right above Lock Every Door. So that means this will be number 4 in my ranking. Mainly because the other 3 I gave 5 stars, so I absolutely loved all of these. So this is now what my ranking is of all the Riley Sager books. This is my ranking. My personal ranking. You can definitely disagree. But I am, even though I gave The House Across the Lake 4.5 stars, I am almost tempted to put it at number 3. Purely on enjoyment. This is very hard to hold up all these books. So I think I want to put it at number 3, which makes kind of no sense because I gave the last time I lied 5 stars and I gave The House Across the Lake 4.5 stars. But based on their qualities, I think this is actually the ranking. So it goes Survive the Night, Home Before Dark, The House Across the Lake, The Last Time I Had Lied, Lock Every Door, and then Final Girls. I think this is going to be my new Riley Sager ranking, and I'm pretty happy with them. Like I said, I love all Riley Sager, so, you know, take everything with a grain of salt here. The only one I didn't really care for and don't really recommend is Final Girls, but I know lots of people still love that. So yeah, that is my final ranking. Once again, here it is. I have all the Riley Sager books, and I'm going to continue. He's definitely an auto-buy author for me. He has not let me down since his debut, so I definitely think he has a good thing going for him. But yeah, so that is my final ranking, and that means that is the end of the vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like these kind of reading vlogs where it's like I read one book, because I also do have Daisy Darker, which is Alice Feeney's new book, so I could do this same sort of vibe but with Alice Feeney books, the same kind of vibe where I rank it, read it, and then re-rank. But yeah, so The House Across the Lake got into my top 3, which I know a lot of people would disagree with my top 2, which is Survive the Night at Home Before Dark, but to each their own. I super enjoyed this reading vlog. I hope you did as well. But that is all from me for today. So you can like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like. All of my socials, follow me anywhere else, are in the description as always. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!